Jags.
Hello and welcome to All About the Gers. It's myself, Ricki Neill, and I'm joined by Charlie Miller. We've also got Jamie Martin on as well. Big thank you to all our sponsors. We've got Area Signs, DB Dental Care, Loudon Tavern at Ibrox. We've got Plugged In Business Solutions. And just now, you might not be able to see it, but myself and Charlie are getting fired into a curry from Satty Sings, Mr. Sings. They've actually started selling these curries in Costco. So this one, I don't know how it's going to go down because I'm not good when it comes to spicy things, and this is Charlie. This is three chilies on it.
3 chilies, 1 chili's plenty for me, but well.
Aye, I'm going to get a wee bash now, and then since we're celebrating because we've got 2 games and 2 victories in a row, Charlie.
Yep.
So what do you think of the curry?
Curry's lovely.
Aye,
curry's lovely.
I think I'll be drinking the water. So you can get these at Costco. So make sure you get them. It's chicken chow, Indian garlic chili. And also the Boona one's lovely. I can eat that. It's so spicy. Anyway, let's bring on Jamie Martin as well. See how Jamie's doing. Oops, I've actually just kicked him off the stage. There we go. How you doing, Jamie?
Very well, guys. How's yourself?
Good. You're missing it in the curry.
I can't believe it. I thought, oh my God. I went in there on Friday, took the missus, Lorraine, for a wee anniversary dinner up to Mr. Sings, looked after us. Lovely guys. Thank them very much.
Aye,
to wear a couple of sweatbands, Ricky. I had to wear a couple of sweatbands eating my curry.
Oh, no winner. It's like, see, you know how normally when you get a curry out of Tesco and you're lucky if it feeds the 2. I had one of these last night. I had the Boona last night and it fed about 4 years. But you know, young Mark, everybody knows the story about Satty when he named his first 2 boys. He named, I think it was Mark after Mark Walters, wasn't it? And
yep.
Oleg after Oleg.
I remember.
But you know, when they're making these curries, somebody for the family actually needs to be there for the full 8 hours, you know, so that they're no abbreviating off the recipe or anything like that, you know. But Charlie, let's talk about football. Let's see who we had. Butland, Dejiga, Suter, Cornelius, Aarons, Nekoma, Raskin, Barron, Moore, Danilo, and Sharmiti was our starting line last night, Charlie, and it's looking so much better already, isn't it?
Well, after the manager's first game, I said we were far too open, we were too easily beat. So we had to change something, and obviously we weren't going to have a go at him after his first game because we were all upset about everything that happened under Russell Martin. But the last two games show you that Rose learned more in the 3 games so far than Martin did in the 17 heat team. He's changed his system. I take my hat off to him because he's changed his system. He's changing players. He's trying to keep everybody involved. The players look happy. The players look as if they're playing for each other. And last night, I just didn't fancy us. I thought Hibs would have been right up for it and right in about our faces. But I thought every one of the players, I thought they were in about it. They gave their all. Me, Barron, I read somewhere that he wasn't great. Okay, he wasn't the best in the ball, but I thought he gave us an energy. He got about the pitch. And we needed that, and he was putting in tackles. Some of them might not have been the right ones or whatever, obviously the penalty. But I thought having the wee man in there, it set the tone as he was getting right in about it, and the rest of the players followed suit.
Aye. Jamie, like Charlie's been saying for a long time, that we should be starting with 2 up top. Definitely at Ibrox, you know, but you've been saying that a couple of times as well. You know, what did you think about his formation last night?
Well, we called it on Friday. I think I recall this. We said he's got to change his system to go 3-5-2 with the players he had at his disposal. And I think he's been listening to us, Ricky. He's taking it on board. We'll take the credit for that one, Charlie. So he goes 3 at the back. What a difference, honestly. A guy that's obviously seen what's happened in the first game. He's obviously looked at it and went, I need to change it. He's gone 3 at the back. And it worked. Allowed Magoma to get forward, which he's better in the opposition's half. On Saturday against Kilmarnock, it was excellent. It was good last night as well, particularly in the first half. And it frees up our wide guys to get forward and try and, you know, get at teams. And the 3 in the middle, you know, definitely works as well. The 5 across the middle. The wee Barron, I've been saying it for for the last month. That wee guy's, honestly, his energy and everything. And any time we get a clean sheet, which was, the first time in a year last night, Ricks, we bar him plays when we get clean sheets because he does the dirty stuff. He's never creating the ball. He's tidy, but he's not going to hit a killer pass or, an eye of a needle pass. But what that wee guy gives you is energy in the middle of the park, and he will cover blades of grass. And him in front of the back three worked a treat last night. And I'll tell you what, Danny rules. But I'll tell you, he has got a headache for Sunday now, Ricks and Charlie, because he's made changes last night. And to be fair, the guys that came in last night all played well. Even our pal up front, Chermiti, I thought he did well on Saturday when he came on. He hit a goal that the goalkeeper should have saved. But his hold-up play, he looked strong, which, and I'll tell you, he's got a bit of a headache for Sunday picking a side.
Aye, definitely. Jamie, a bit too old to be having Rangers bed covers, by the way.
Well, this was my bedroom back in the day, Rick. I remember we had the old Rangers news back in the day. They always had a centrefold of Fergie and Durant and the gaffer and all that. I had all that in my room.
Charlie.
He's
Charlie was too young, but it was all the guys like David Cooper and that. I was a wee couple of years older than Charlie, but I had all them in my room. And then I get signed with Rangers at 16. I still had them in my bedroom, Rex, and I was training with them.
That was your wallpaper.
I couldn't believe it. That was it.
Charlie, when he started in 11, he left Tavernier. What do you think the thinking was behind that? Was it maybe thinking about Sunday's game already?
Probably, but I thought he put the team out to win and not lose, and it's precisely what he did. As I said, after last Thursday's game, I thought he was still a wee bit naive with playing so open, but he had to see the boys, had to see what the best formation was. And last night, 3-5-2 was the perfect formation for us away from home, it seems to be, because Hibs only needs a team to beat. I thought Hibs didn't really create much. I thought Butland done well, great save for the penalty. I thought we looked solid as a team, as a unit, and nobody was just passing 40-yard balls through us and on the counter-attack. So that wasn't happening. So that was good to see that he's learned already, that everybody's been shouting for. Not that he's listened to us or anybody else. He knows the game. He obviously knows the game. He's worked at a very good level. When he came in, was I sure about him? Probably. Obviously no, I wasn't. I'd have preferred Muscat and McInnes, as I've said. But we get behind the guy, and I just hope it continues, because it's been nice to get up in a good mood after 2 games, 2 good results, 6 points. Now we're third. Now it's about catching Celtic and then catching Hearts. And if we can get the confidence, keep the confidence in the boys, I don't see why we can't go forward with it. But as I said, I don't know. I thought the team weren't good enough, but maybe the manager can get a different tune out of the players, and they look as if they want to play. They look happy again. They look comfortable, and long may it continue.
I said that last week, Jamie, the game against Kilmarnock. I thought the first half was really good, but unfortunately this season Rangers don't be able to provide 2 good halves. But we're getting there with last night's result.
Yeah, very evident that I think the demands on the fitness, I've heard, is upped on the training pitch. He demands that people run. We heard it before for Russell Martin. I was fed up listening to him in the end. You can run and run and run, but see if you've not got a style of play that suits the players you've got, and a guy that understands what he's got in front of him. That guy's been in a couple of games, and he's obviously sussed it out. He's saying he's going to go 3 back. It works better for us. And I'll tell you what, I much prefer us with 2 up front. We just look a wee bit more dangerous going forward. And it looks a better shape. It works for the wide guys. It definitely works with 2 up front. And I'm glad for Ricki Neill as well. He started pre-season really well, scoring goals and stuff. And then he get kind of frozen out. He wasn't really doing it. There was no confidence in the team. But I'll tell you what's pleasing for Saturday. Obviously, we've had first time we've had 2 wins in a row, which is great. It propels us right up to 3rd place in the league. A few weeks back we're sitting in 8th, 9th place. We're in a semi-final. We've got a lot to salvage. We've still got a lot in front of us. And he's just got to keep plugging away at these league games. He's obviously got one eye on Sunday with his selection last night. So as I said, he's got a wee bit of a headache because a couple of guys did well and put themselves in the frame. So, which is a good headache for him because we've not had that all season. I can't remember watching the last game where there've been so many pluses, particularly for the outfield players. We had 7 or 8 last night and Saturday as well, who performed to probably maybe 6 and 7s out of 10s, couple on 8s. And I'll tell you what, Mikey Moore for me in the 10 role looked dynamite on Saturday, and he looked good last night. He's got a headache for Sunday, as I say. But the pleasing thing is, listen, we've won 2 in a row. Hibs haven't been beat in a year at Easter Road. We go and win there with a clean sheet as well. And also, you know, as I said, puts us up to 3rd place. So all's good. You know, we can't complain.
I think that was something like Hibs' 24 games in a row they'd scored at home as well. Yeah, something like that, I'm sure it was. So it was good to keep a clean sheet. Great save for Big Butland. Barron's only kind of stupid mistake. Obviously, it comes to a slip for Tav and he's trying to kind of help him out, but you don't have to make a tackle. But I thought that's what your goalie's there for, to save a ball for you. And they pulled the wee man out of hole. Although Barron probably pulled a few of the other players out of hole over the night with some of his running, his energy. So I can't believe I already got a 2 out of 10. Wee Barron, I thought he was covered. I thought he covered every blade of grass without being brilliant on the ball, but he covers every bit of blade of grass for you.
Charlie, there's Andy Davey 506. He's saying Danilo's dash showed more energy than Russell Martin's team. I thought he was brilliant.
Danilo's probably got a red neck right enough. But aye, it's great to see, because Danilo, we've always been waiting for Danilo to hit the ground running, to get to a place where, okay, here's Danilo we paid £6 million for. Get him on the pitch. So, and we've never seen it in a regular run. He scored goals when he's come in, but when he was missing 7-8 games and then coming in for 1, it's hard to come in and play 90 minutes and look sharp. You need a few run of games, and to get the fitness up and to get the sharpness, and hopefully it keeps on playing him. I'm sure he will. I think it'll be Danilo plus one other, maybe Chermiti or Miovski, I would imagine. So let's see what happens.
Right. You know, see last night, I think Aaron's as well, that's probably one of the best performances I've seen him play. You know, so you wonder if there is things in these players, Jamie, that a new manager can get out of them.
Well, listen, we all hate coming on here and trying to, you know, as if we're having a go at the players. But, you know, it takes time to settle into clubs sometimes, you know, but definitely, I'll tell you 2 relief guys in there. It's Kevin Thelwell and Dan Purdy. Because they must have been sitting for a week on end going, God, when are my boys going to do it here? When am I going to do it here? There's a couple turned a corner for me in the last couple of games. Straight away, there's Chermiti up front. He looks strong. He looks as if he's got something about him. I don't think he's got 20, 30 goals in him, I'll be honest. But I think he's a great foil for Danilo. Danilo or Miovski are quite similar. I think they're 2 number 9s that maybe play off the cuff, off the shoulder, and they run in behind. None of the 2, for me, are great holding the ball up. And that showed on Saturday with Miovski. It was a bit disappointing. He kept, you know, the ball kept coming back off him. And hence, he get dragged at half-time. And, you know, we've got 3 guys fighting for a position there now. And I think, I hope he stays with the 2 up front. Danilo's actually excelled with the 2 up front. Because, as I said, he's not comfortable holding the ball up and stuff. He's basically a he's a box player. He'll finish. And I remember Alex Ray talking about him when he was at Rangers, and he said in training, when they did shooting drills, Danilo was by far the best. So let's hope he goes on a run, and let's hope the other boys that's come in go on a run now and start hitting form, because it's a good start the last couple of games.
I just think the players seeing the fans getting behind them. Obviously, the fans have been behind them all the time, but we're against Martin and Thelwell. But we're getting a couple of victories, the fans right behind them, celebrating them after the games. I hope a lot of the players now understand what it means. You have to win 99% of your games playing for Rangers. And hopefully they realise what the fans pay out great money to go all over the place, and celebrating with them instead of walking off with your faces tripping you is a better way to play for Rangers. It's no better thing.
Charlie, last night, you seen when the final whistle blew, you seen the kind of relief in the players and all that. It was kind of good to see, if you know what I mean. It showed you how much it meant to them.
You seen because of the commitment they put in, they deserve to get the 3 points for me. And as you say, relief after it, because the big man saves a penalty, which was a penalty, but I thought we probably just deserved to win the game. And relief it is, because you want to win. You want to go on a run where you go on 10-game runs without losing, maybe keeping clean sheets. Because that's a team thing, keeping clean sheets. It's a collective. And 3 points, as I said a few times, I said Rangers just need 1-0 results just to get a wee victory, just to kind of, it might gear them up, wee bit of confidence they need. And after Saturday's 3-1 result, then last night, I'm more optimistic, obviously, because what's happening across the road, because they just can't see jobbies and want to be in the same situation as us. Jobbies. But so long may it continue over there, and now we can go on a run, and hopefully we can go on a run. The new guy getting the best out of the players, and see where we go.
Aye. There's a few people talking about Raskin online, saying he's not really been the same the past few games. But Jamie, I think he's maybe been told to hang back a wee bit. He just doesn't seem to be the same player.
I think he's been, I would agree with you there, Ricks. I think he's been told to kind of sit a little bit more. I think because, particularly the game in Europe where Danny Rule comes in his first game and we lose 3-0, I think he's probably had a word with his midfield and said, look, we're going to go 5 across the middle of the park, and I need you, Raskin, and whoever's playing next to him, if it's Deal on Saturday. Deal did quite well on Saturday. That's his best game for us as well. And Barron, whoever's next to Raskin, I think it was important that two of them kind of sit a little bit deeper. I noticed Raskin's doing that. He's working well in terms of off the ball. He's closing down. He's working hard. Like Charlie said there, just touched on it there. What's pleasing for us is the players have bought into this manager, clearly, and they've rolled their sleeves up, and they look like a team now. They're performing. There's a team performance now. It's not just relying on Jack Butland. It's not relying on 1 or 2 players. Collectively, they look like 6 or 7 of them, 8 of them are on it now in terms of effort. I still don't think the quality's there in terms of our retaining possession, killer passes. I'd like to see us get more crosses in the box, because I think we've got players that can create. But I think it's clear that Danny Rule's had a word with Raskin and just said, look, sit a wee bit deeper, because he's definitely not making as much forward runs as what he did do.
There's a wee message for you, Charlie. Alistair Moore, great seeing you last night, Charlie.
And the Beijing banquet in Rutherglen. And then get something to eat with him and Norrie and Ian. So
you'll be on the toilet today, Charlie. All the Andy Murray's you're eating.
To be fair, it's the Beijing banquet in Rutherglen. I think people have spent about £2 or £3 million. It is incredible inside. And the food was unbelievable as well. So that's a free shout out, Beijing banquet. So give that back. But it was just to try it last night. That's my first time trying it. So
Charlie, there's William Henderson online saying he's going to be controversial here. Raskin is a shadow of his former self. I'd be happy to see him go at next transfer window. What do you guys think?
I don't think Raskin's been great this season at all. I thought Barron was better than him last night. And as I said, Barron kind of get slated. Obviously, the one tackle that he gave away was a penalty. But I thought Barron covered every inch of grass last night. And I thought he done more than Raskin. I think Raskin's been poor this season. He's obviously playing in the national team at Belgium, which is great for him. But he really has to get back playing properly for Rangers. Where's the best position to play him? Him and Barron sitting together and letting everybody else just go and flood forward, probably, and letting them dictate the game. But he really needs to get his back to his best to what he was last season.
Jamie, do you think that's maybe because of the fallout with the manager, but that he's not been performing?
I think there's a couple of things for me, Ricks and Charlie. I think, obviously, going back to when he had issues with Russell Martin, that's clearly kind of affected him. But he came out of that the other side and came in and his first couple of games, he was on the sheet. He looked as if he was one of our best players. But I do agree with you. The last 2 or 3 weeks, he looks he's off the pace. I have a feeling he's got one eye on the January window, and I think Rangers probably are looking at that. I know 1 or 2 clubs are sniffing around him at the minute. I'll not mention any names, but I know one that's definitely made a bid. and looking to get him on board. And I think he's maybe sidetracked with that. But however, listen, if teams look at you and whatever, you've still got to get there and do your bit. The last couple of games, as I said, he's been off it. But listen, all our guys have upped their game. Connor Barron next to him, I'll tell you what, the wee man was fantastic last night. I was so pleased for him because he's been in the shadows all season, and I think he's had a bit of a raw deal, personally.
There's Brian Docherty online. He's saying 10 days ago that team loses the game last night, 100%. Much better structure and organisation.
Yep. Well, that's what I said after the game last Thursday. Roll went into the game with a 4-3-3. We were wide open, and that was my problem last Friday after that game. We were too easy to break down. We were too easy to break through. People running for deep. The players all over the place. A 4-3-3 doesn't suit us. It might suit some of the players, but it doesn't suit us as a team. We were organised. We were structured. We were hard to break down. If somebody lost the ball, somebody was there to cover, and it was great. But we didn't look like losing the game. I thought we were comfortable. I really did think we were comfortable. I had to start to kind of throw balls into the box, things like we were expecting. But I thought the three guys at the back, centre backs, I thought they've done very well. And as a team and a collective, I thought, happy days. We've been missing this for a wee while, and it was good to see us being hard to beat. As I think I mentioned it for a long time, we have to be hard to beat. And last night, I thought we were kind of solid all over the pitch.
Right. Charlie, you mentioned earlier on, obviously, about the digging determination that we had last night, and we've not had that all season. Jamie, Robert Burns, he's saying good to see players in Hibs players' faces. That's been missing. Do you think that is down to a mentality thing, and that they weren't happy with the manager, and maybe he lost the dressing room?
I think that happened on a few occasions, and it started way back. Obviously, we just spoke about Raskin. There was a fallout there. There was a fallout with Hamza, going back to that early St Mirren game, who refused to come on the pitch, which there's no excuses for. But I thought he was a bit naive, Russell Martin, and the board, on seeing these situations. I'll put it this way, if I was on that board and we had a wee issue with Hamza, given the fact we never had a number 9 against St Mirren that day, I can understand as we went back on that. The boy was a bit fed up. He was obviously thinking he's going to start, and he's never started. He's sat and he's spat the dummy out on the bench and refused to go on, pretending there was an injury. But if you've got a great manager in front of you, a great manager completely, for me, turns that around, that situation. I'd have been taking that boy in the office on the Friday, and then I said to him, we've got a game on Sunday. I know you're not really happy because you're not getting enough minutes. Your agent wants you away, clearly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw you in on Sunday, and I hope you go and score a couple of goals against St Mirren and fire on all cylinders. Because for me, the club actually lost out a couple of £1 million on him. Lille were looking to pay £12.5 million for him. Then they saw the situation where he's refused to go on. That's never good for a player to have that in his background. Then he goes and sells him for 10.2 million. So Russell Martin could have managed him a lot better there, could have managed that situation better, and the Raskin situation better. So
I don't think we really need to talk about Russell Martin anymore. He's away now.
I absolutely agree.
It was a hell of a time for everybody, every fan at the club, probably every player at the club. I think by bringing in so many players, they try to push out everybody so quick, which is the wrong way to go about things. You have to still have respect for players that are there who have done well over the years. And like I said, try to get rid of Tav right away by bringing Aarons in. It's not been fair on Aarons either. But I think he lost the dressing room for kind of the first couple of weeks of pre-season. And it all went to shit, to be quite honest with you. So we'll move forward now. We've got Danny Rowe, who's come in, and he's already learned more in the 3 games he's been involved in. So long may that continue. And let's see good performances. We can't get good performances, be hard to beat and get the results what we need. Aye. Push up the league and keep on going.
A few people are asking where Derek is. He's actually back in hospital, just getting a wee check-up after his knee operation. So hopefully we'll be back on again on Monday. Charlie, one of the things that I was worried about when I seen the team sheet was De Giga starting. But like Robert Burns is saying there, De Giga, you get 96% pass accuracy, 100% aerial duels won, and 75% ground duels won. So he's even looking better as well.
Well, he's got cover. he's not just him and Suter or him and Cornelius. He can go and win his aerial duels or his tackles without worrying about somebody beating him because he's got a wee bit of cover behind him. He's got two guys in front of him like Raskin and Barron, who, if the big man's tight on the striker, they can nip the ball off of the striker as well. So I think there's a confidence. They looked as if there's a confidence. The managers give the players confidence. And as I say, long may it continue. And I'm one for sending Giga back. And I thought Big Fernandez come on and win his headers last night. I know he was only for a couple of minutes, but Giga's performance last night was much better. And well, there was obviously one manager come in that's got an idea, and one manager that's left who didn't have any idea.
Do you know? I noticed that. See the last 10 minutes. See it nearly every aerial challenge. Their players were going up with total confidence that they were winning that ball. It's like there was just a totally different.
Ricky, there's a whole different feel about the team now. They look as if they're wanting to play for the manager, and that's the difference. They've rolled their sleeves up. They're all in it for each other now. You can tell he's got the dressing room round him in a matter of time. He's only been in the door a week, just over a week, and they're all playing for him. They're bought into him. He comes across well for me. He doesn't come across, excuse me for my French, like a bullshitter. He's obviously quite an honest guy. I like the way he talks. I like the way he goes to the fans. He's trying to build a rapport with the fans. He's understood that fell away previously. And that's important. If you get a bond with your fans and they see some sort of improvement, then these Rangers fans will turn and back you. They never had that before because we never seen any improvement in any department. Since this guy's come in the door for a week, what a difference. And the Rangers fans will, honestly, they'll back him. And they should back him. Get behind the guy. He's a young coach, 36-year-old. He showed a bit of balls taking the job on.
There's a big friend, Stuart Findlay, Charlie, a big friend Stuart, he's saying, and I totally agree with him, he's saying, just wish young Findlay Curtis gets a chance. Why do you think they're not playing him?
I don't know, because he was our bright spark at the start of the season. Then we signed Gassama, and then Gassama became a brighter spark, you could probably say, plus we bought him. And it's been unfair for Curtis to be left out because I want to see all young boys get the chance if good enough. And it's been disappointing. He's even through the bad spells that Martin wasn't going to change anything for anybody. And as we were saying a few weeks ago, that Moore's got to go back to Tottenham, a worse player. Finlay Curtis, bringing him in might absolutely kill him as well. So as I say, he's away now. Let's see if Finlay gets his chance. Fingers crossed he does get his chance because Gassama's went off the boil a wee bit. So I think he'll get his chance if he's still doing well in training, he's still working hard. Then I don't see no reason why he won't get a chance. So
I think
as long as we keep on winning.
Sorry, Charlie. I think he'll get games in the European games now. I think if Danny Rule is really clever here, I think he'll put all his eggs into the basket for this semi-final and really go for that on Sunday and get us in a final. And let's get a trophy behind us. And I think he'll put his eggs in the other basket is obviously getting a run of league games and getting 3 points, collating points every week and just keeping the pressure on. Because, listen, if you win your head-to-heads, you're still in it. There's a lot of points to play for, which is not impossible. Right? We're way off it. But, listen, it's still mathematically possible to do it. So, see, for me, if I was coaching that team now, I'd be having a word with my board and saying, look, this is an ideal chance for me to play the youngsters, what you just spoke about, Curtis, and guys that need minutes on the grass in the European games and give them experience of playing there. Throw Finlay Curtis in that, give them games in that. Well, because it's more important for the league the minute, and obviously this cup, and obviously the Scottish Cup.
I agree with that, Jamie, but we should really have 9 points out of 9 with the first 3 games. We still don't want to go out of Europe with a whimper, and I get that. But obviously Cameron, he was a wee bright spark for us. So we need to get him back in the pitch, get him minutes. Obviously Thursday night might be the place for him, as you say, Curtis. But Sunday is massive. We really need to win Sunday because they're in turmoil as well. They're on fighting with each other, which is great to see. We're kind of getting, we've kind of got a guy came in that nobody really wanted. But he's got an idea. He's got the guys on his side. So, and he's turning the corner for the fans, myself, everybody here. It's the podcast and things. So 6 points out of 6 in the league I'd never have thought 4 weeks ago under Russell Martin we would ever get anywhere near that.
I'm
So,
with you there, Charlie.
no, I'm
2 wins
optimistic.
and
I'm
2 wins
optimistic
on the
about Sunday.
spin.
I think we can go and beat them on Sunday. Obviously, they've got Martin O'Neill and Maloney come in for them, but it's who they can get in the pitch, and hopefully Danny Rowe can get the best of the boys on Sunday and get a great victory.
Right, there's one of your mates, one Charlie. You remember what you said a few weeks ago about the Scottish players in the team? We need more. When you were saying, do you remember his mate David Middleton, youth player for Rangers?
David might be a bit older than me. Maybe Jamie Martin will know David Middleton, I think.
Yeah, I remember him well.
I think David was a bit older than me, I think.
Yeah.
But do you still agree with that, Charlie? Like, come to the next transfer window, get more Scottish players in the team?
100%. And I would be getting Cameron. See the minutes he gets, I'd be trying to find a place for Cameron in that squad.
Yeah.
I'd be wanting to sign a centre-back, a Scottish centre-back, a Halkett or whoever it can be, or somebody who can go and header a ball, and somebody who's Scottish. We need the Scottish spine. Butland's get the idea now that he knows the situation. So you've kind of got I know he's English, but he understands the club. Just if he can concentrate for the full 90 minutes. I made a mistake on Saturday against Kilmarnock, but he made up for it last night. So if we can get the spine of our team, Scottish culture kind of in about there, then we can move forward. And they'll bring the best out of the foreigners. And the foreign players might they might buy into the Rangers thing even more, like Sir Laudrup and Alberts and these guys did.
Mm-hmm. Jamie, I'll ask you a couple of questions actually, just about how, obviously you being a football agent, how does it go with Scottish football players? Do you think teams in Scotland don't actually want them, or is it, why are Rangers not attracting them?
I think it's a bit of both. I think Scottish players, listen, Rangers and Celtic, but particularly Rangers, we've not got a great track record of bringing youngsters into the team. We seem to buy the best ones, or in case of the last one was Lyle Cameron, we got him in, and we seem to stifle them. They seem to get bit part games. They lose confidence because they're not playing every week. At the club previous for his, he's playing at Dundee every week and being the main man. They come to Ibrox, and it's harder to get in because there's so many good players, experienced players in front of you. And you're having to fight to get in that team. But I totally agree with you. What I did like about Danny Rule, particularly on Saturday, his substitutions. He seems to make them at the right times. Bringing Chermiti on Saturday made a difference. Holding the ball up, the big fella did all right. And he obviously brought two of our young Scottish boys on, Barron and Cameron came on Saturday, which I like to see. But I do agree with you. I think it's pretty much on par, not in terms of the finance in England. When you buy players in your home country, sometimes the clubs, the price goes up £2 million if Rangers and Celtic are pricking their ears up at your player. So sometimes they're kind of inflated prices for your own Scottish lads. But I do agree we need a few more homegrown talent in the team.
That's the thing. So see, when Rangers sign all the best young Scottish players and then they don't get a chance, and then the ones who were maybe on a par with these wee guys who have signed full-time at Rangers, and because you can't just pick every one of them, and the other ones go and get football at Dundee or Hamilton or Motherwell, wherever it is, they end up getting more game time in the first team, and it brings the best out of them, whereas our young ones are only getting any game time, well, maybe the odd one here and there, but they're not getting proper game time, in and out, and there's no a way you can get consistency. So I think we have to look at that, because we have to give them more of a chance. We have to start thinking about bringing more kids in when they're ready. Bring them in, just get them in, put them in, and then see how it goes.
I think it's about picking and choosing the right games to bring them in. But listen, they are good enough players for me, especially Cameron and Barron. And young Curtis, come on, give him a bit of game time.
Right, Charlie, can you remember how far back it was when two old firm teams were no top of the league and no playing the best football?
Probably be Hearts when George Burley was the manager, I would say, probably around about then. But Hearts dropped a couple of points last night. A few weeks ago, I was saying we'll give Hearts 9 points, but there's a wee glimmer of light at the end of this road for us, end of this tunnel, that we go, right, okay, we look at a team, we look organised now, and now why don't we just go on a run and then get as close to the top two as possible? and see where it takes us.
Well, Charlie, see when you look at the league games that are coming up, if I take these specs off and I can read it, we've got
Specs are meant to work, Ricky.
these ones are terrible. So Dundee, Livingston, Falkirk, Dundee United. We should be winning them, shouldn't we, Charlie?
Well, going on what he's done the last 2 games, we're hopeful. We should be winning them no matter what, because we're Rangers Football Club. Of course we should be, but with what's going on the whole season, we were just looking for something good to happen. And no, for last Thursday, I would never have thought I would be going to Hampden on Sunday thinking, by the way, we could win this game on Sunday, because I just couldn't see anything turning so quick. But the players have gotten bored right away with a new guy, and long may that continue.
Aye. Jamie, obviously being a football agent, you at times go and visit Parkhead to watch football as well, so you've probably got a lot more knowledge than me and Charlie, because we don't watch him. What's your thoughts, like, if you kind of pair up the 2 teams together? Have we got a chance on Sunday?
I think we've got a massive chance, but I think it's definitely, in terms of his formation, he must keep the 3 at the back, 5 across the middle and 2 up top. We'll cause them problems. I think they're very poor at the back. I think you can score goals against them. They've had a massive blow with Carter Vickers been out. Alistair Johnson, I don't know if he's going to be fit. So they're 2 players that are massive for them at the back, out the frame. So we've got to go and capitalise on that and play 2 up top. And I'd love to see Big Chamiti get there and absolutely bully that Scales. Scales, for me, he's a bomb scare. I'd be playing Chamiti right up top against him and play Danilo off him there. And I think we can really get in behind them. And as I said, he's got a headache for selection on Sundays. I keep repeating. But if he goes 2 up top and we can get quality balls in the box, get in behind them, I think we've got every chance. I'm actually going into this game with every confidence now. What people
Score predictions brought to you by Avia Signs.
Oh, there's ice cream van again. Right, score predictions. Who wants to go first?
Go, Charlie.
I'm going to go 3-1 Rangers.
3-1 Rangers, huh?
I've just got a wee spring in my step after the last 2 games, and as I said, a new guy coming in, and I'm going, yay, we've got somebody who knows what they're doing, which is very important, being a football manager, especially a Rangers football manager.
Yeah. Jamie, you confident?
I'm as confident. As I said, if he goes out with that same formation, I'm going to go for a 2-0, Ricky. Another clean sheet. Fancy it.
Yeah,
Come on!
I'll just do a 2-1 then. 2-1 Rangers. Aye, but I'm afraid that's us near the end of the podcast. I just want to say a big thank you, especially to Mr. Sings today for giving us this curry that you can get in Costco's. My mouth is still on fire, Charlie.
I can smell your breath from here.
It's a 3 chili one, but it's chicken South Indian garlic chili, so you can get them at Costco, but also just head over to Mr. Sings.
I've no eyebrows left because they singed them.
I know. I was giving them out to all the guys in here at Reflex Blue, and what were they like?
Happy days.
They were all grabbing all the, you get some amount of food in that. But once again, Jamie, thanks for coming on.
Pleasure.
And, a big thank you to all our sponsors. We'll be back on Monday afternoon. Depending on the result.
Depending on how we end up after it.
Charlie's going to the games, so but normally on a Monday it's a big one. But once again, thank you to all our sponsors. We've got the Loudon Tavern at Ibrox. In fact, Charlie, I was just thinking to see how Mr. Sings gave us a free curry. I think we could get a few pints for the Loudon in one day and get Stuart into their teeth and all that kind of thing.
As long as people are driving the same.
Aye, that will be fine. But thanks to all our sponsors. Avia Signs, Mr. Sings India, Loudon Tavern at Ibrox, Plugged In Business Solutions and DB Dental Care. And we'll be back hopefully Monday with a
positive result, Rick.
Come
on.
Take care.
Cheers. See you, Jamie boy. Cheers.